Call this meeting of the Ad Hoc Coherent Governance Policy Manual Committee to order. Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Mel, you want some water?
Yeah, I'll take some.
Yeah. I think the realist on this are the salted.
The approval of the agenda.
I move we approve the agenda.
I second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
3-0. No public comments. And the approval of the Valentine's Day minutes, February 14th minutes.
I move we approve the minutes.
I second.
Discussion. Favor?
Aye.
3-0. Okay. Let's go to the meat of here. I think we finished PE 5, so I think we start with PE 6.
That's what I have. Yep.
That's what I have too. And, okay, so PE 6, number 1, I didn't know where to put that one. Provide equal educational opportunity and a safe, healthful, non-discriminatory and secure environment for all students. I didn't see any place to put that.
Here.
Hey, Wendy.
Hey. Thank you. I'm gonna sit down now. Hey, now.
But this is OE 11 and 12.
Right.
These things go.
Yeah. Maybe under 12, learning environment, treatment of students.
Put it in as a number 4 under shall.
Yeah.
I would go with that.
OE 11 or OE 12?
OE 12.
Okay,
Tricia, what do you think?
Make it under the shall, number 4.
so that would be number 1.
You know,
number
I ran out of my copies. So
four. We are, Wendy, we're doing the PEs,
Okay.
and we're matching, and we're on PE 6,
PE 6, okay.
and we're
That's
matching it
where I
right
was-
now to the OEs.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay.
So,
Number 2, I've got OE 12, number 1. And Janet, in fact, I think it's
Yes, it is the
word for
same.
word.
So Mel, this is what we're doing. We're taking our PEs and we're looking for them over here in the OEs. Okay, so right now we're on PE 6, okay?
And now, Pedro, you're in Horry County.
David, while
Yes.
she's
it's
explaining,
53.
For the three.
while she's explaining that,
Two,
part of
43.
what I forgot to bring with me because I ran out to do that judging, but I'd gone through this, and I remember thinking that these titles, like, some of these things I thought fit better if we just said learning environment, and then treatment of students, you know, like, maybe
Because
with,
discipline.
yeah,
Kind of,
and so,
yeah.
anyway, if we could kind of keep that in the back of our minds, whether we want to,
Right, have a separate treatment of students.
yeah.
Oh. Okay, so we said number 2
Number 2
is number 1.
Is number 1.
Yeah,
on OE
Word.
12,
yeah, word for word.
Word for word.
Do we find number 1, did we say?
Well, we were adding it to the to make it number 4 under.
OE 12.
Actually, look at though, isn't it the statement
Yeah, at the top,
at the
yeah.
top?
But that's not measurable, that's it.
Yeah,
So,
and well, that statements are the same on both of them too, so, yeah.
yeah.
So you have, that PE 6-2 is under OE 12?
Yes,
Yep,
number
number
1.
Number 1.
Same
Page
wording.
53. That's where they're, oh, I see,
Almost-
exactly.
almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, And then we put-
OE12, okay.
We put, number 1, provide equal educational opportunity
Uh-huh,
in a safe, healthful, non-discriminatory, and secure environment for all students. We added that as a number 4
Number
under
4.
OE12.
okay, that's great.
On to number 3.
Mhm.
I didn't know where to put that. I didn't see anything.
Where is it? Criminal health, mental wellness, and nutrition.
And I think it's important, but I didn't see anything that was similar.
Well, and, so sorry guys, I should have double checked that I have that. Was that, it says implement program, so I think what I was thinking on that one, since it's a program,
Mhm.
Would be under instruction?
yes.
Yes.
That's what I think I had gone back, but,
OE10?
it just sounded like maybe it belonged more in OE 10.
10.
And what we have in OE 10 is not exactly, but, you know, it says, programs that include opportunities for students who develop talents, programs addresses different learning styles. It just seems like implement a program belongs better over there.
I agree.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So make it a new number, or?
OE 10, 15 or something?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, we can always see.
Okay,
When we review it, we can see if it's duplicative.
okay.
15, okay.
How about number 4, intervention strategies? That's definitely discipline. To improve discipline, reduce incidents. I couldn't find anything that talked about intervention strategy. So I would suggest OE 11, number 7. Make it a
Yes, I
number
would agree with that.
Sounds good.
Make that a number 7 in OE 11.
Yeah.
OE11, number 7?
Number 7.
Okay, that sounds good.
Now, number 5, I've got as OE 11, number 1. Appropriately
Yes.
involve teachers, that's almost word for word.
Oh, it
I do
is.
as well.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
That was OE11 number 1.
Policies,
Yeah.
policies, so
Mhm.
the policies covered, okay.
And then number 6, I've got as OE 11, number 2.
I do as well.
That's word for word,
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
almost. One is policies and one is expectations, but I think close enough.
So Wendy suggested a number 1, that we change it from discipline policy to discipline policies. Although, do we just have one discipline policy, right?
We have a code of student conduct,
Right.
but then we have policy, we have administrative regs for students with special needs
But
and.
that's not policy.
It's an amendment.
Well,
You're
there's-
talking
I
about
guess-
code of student conduct.
Yeah.
I
That's
guess-
that's administrative
I
regulation.
think policy,
The
I
code
think
of
this was
student.
policy writ large.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Plural.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we down to, what are we down to?
Number 7, and I have that as number 3,
I
and
got
I
that
think
as
it's,
number 3 also.
Mhm.
and I think,
Okay, We're
the
good.
difference here is that it
Yes.
says consistently using reasonable across all schools.
But look at number 6.
We added, oh, yes, yes,
So it's kind of like, that's 2 and 1.
Right.
Like 3 and 6 are the same as our number 7, right?
right.
Student discipline, we have, name discipline.
Well, number 6 is, read it, Tricia, what you have there. Enforcement,
Discipline policy will be consistent across district schools.
yeah.
Okay.
ready for number 8?
Yeah,
I've got that as 11, not 1, with the will not, number 1.
yeah,
The unruly student behavior will not permit unruly student behavior, but I prefer our wording to theirs because it talks about the Safe Schools Act.
okay.
So I would
So it
make
takes-
our 8 that number 1 under not.
Yeah,
in
but
number
will,
11.
would you have to take out prohibit? Will not
Allow,
allow
right.
student behavior that disrupts learning to include those listed.
Right. And if we're gonna say those, we have to say behaviors,
Yeah,
plural. I caught that before the teachers.
okay.
I'm still doing.
And then where is that?
You're taking up for it, what's the
going
difference?
under
You said
OE
language.
11?
That goes under O11, will not, number
Okay.
1, replaces
Will not.
number 1.
Okay, okay, replaces.
And are we saying will not or shall not? Are you changing all of those, Robin?
I'll change them to if you say shall or will. I thought
Let's say
the
shall
was
because-
just Rachel had.
Yeah,
Right.
We
not
say the
Rachel.
superintendent shall.
right.
Yeah, shall not permit. Or shall,
Okay.
oh, well, actually, since it says permit, we don't need the word allow. Shall not permit
Student
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 behaviors.
behavior that disrupts learning to include those listed in the safe.
Student
Okay, good,
behaviors.
okay,
Yeah.
good, good.
Yeah,
Why,
Oh, Rachel's available. So let me call
okay,
her.
great. What, your question?
why the difference in language?
I
I
think,
mean, what is shall?
oh, I don't
Give
know,
the
that's
option.
Rachel can tell you the difference.
that's a legal thing.
No, but
She can tell you.
I would think will would be what
we're
you
still
want.
gonna keep appropriately.
I
involved
like will,
teachers in
but
developing-
Rachel has a strong preference to using shall, and she explains it in legal terms.
Okay, Wendy has a question.
Mr. I just want to clarify something. So, number 1, appropriately involve teachers, administrators, students in the community in developing student discipline policies.
Policy,
Policy, we're keeping that, right?
yes.
And then the not permit goes when? Where does that go? Number 8.
Number 8 goes, hey Rachel, under here, replacing number 1.
Are you good for now?
Okay, I got it. Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
We have already started. We
Okay.
are on PE 6.
Just finished that PC.
Just finished.
Actually, we just finished PE 6. And we're moving to PE 7
And you see Kathleen?
and matching them with the OEs.
Treatment of students' discipline.
Okay.
And this is learning.
PE 7 is
Students.
facilities, and it corresponds to OE 13.
That's correct.
And number 1, develop short and long-term facilities plans, I've got is number 1.
Yes,
Looks exactly the same,
Yes.
yeah.
except they have a couple more on there. They've got an F, G, and H. But, and their number 2, or our number 2 rather, looks just like their number 2. With the exception that our number 2 says short and long term, and theirs only says short term. So I would suggest we add long term to their number 2. And have upon approval of short term and long term facilities plan. And other than that, I think it's a good match.
are we gonna make our A, we're gonna put in life safety condition, under that 1A? Is that right? Besides highest priority. Through the correction of life safety. Do you all see where I am?
Yeah, so their A says assigns highest priority to the correction of life safety conditions. This one says assigns highest priority to the correction of unsafe conditions.
Yeah, I just didn't know which one you all wanted.
I think
Okay.
that's safe. I mean, is there synonymous.
So I got Beaufort County on both of mine. That's
Yeah.
Horry
Yeah,
County.
yeah, this is the old, I mean, but this is,
The
a
old
lot of
Horry
this is the
County.
old Ori, yeah.
Okay, so
I-
we're keeping their A?
I kind of like correct unsafe, I think it's more specific than,
Okay.
what do you think,
Life
Rachel?
safety.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get this pulled up
Okay.
because I was on board docs and I don't see anything, but I'm
It's-
looking at the policies on the website, so.
Here,
I
I
don't have
can,
anything.
wait a minute, I'm gonna-
The board docs doesn't have anything for this meeting.
I'll email it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I like unsafe.
Okay, sounds good.
What is the,
Horry
the
County.
PE?
7.
it's our PE number 7, facilities.
And we're back to 1A. Life safety versus unsafe.
We're actually using the same, I'm emailing you the PEs, but we're actually using the same information that was in there on the 14th.
Okay, and that's what I'm trying to,
Let me see. I just emailed you the PEs.
okay.
Do you need me to email you the packet?
No, I don't think so. I'm just trying to get back into board docs, but it kicked me out and I have to log back in.
And then can I just ask at the top of the page, are we gonna use superintendent shall ensure that physical facilities support the accomplishment of the board's results, policies are safe, probably maintained, or ours language is a little different, I'm just checking.
Yeah.
I think their wording is fine.
Wendy, one of the things that we're
Yeah.
trying hard to do is simplify.
Yeah, make it clear, I'd like it, the simpler the better, yeah.
Yeah, so you were
It's more
thinking for the
concise now,
language
so
in
it's
the
easier, this
PE.
is easier to read.
In the OE, where it says the correction of unsafe conditions versus highest priority to the correction of life safety conditions.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, we'll just use unsafe.
What?
Okay, and how about number 2, just add long
Unsafe.
term, short
It is
and long
unsafe.
term
We're gonna keep
to their
this.
number 2.
Yeah.
Short and long term,
And
is that?
Yes.
our number 3 I have as their 13 number 3. Provide quarterly updates on projects. And I prefer their wording because I don't like it being to the operations committee. I don't,
Ah,
I think to the board is better. However it gets there is up to us, but I
okay.
like their wording better.
So number 3, provide quarterly updates on projects?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I go back a minute?
Sure.
So, number 1, the A, B, C, D, E. What, I know we're keeping A, what are we doing with B, C, D, E?
I had a question about that too, because at 100% utilization, is that consistent with some of our other, I mean, this is gonna be the policy, so, would it not be, is it consistent with what's in the, CIP capital improvement project, is that not 95% or something?
This 95 cuts off any choice, right?
It's just the choice for, that's for
It's just the
the
choice.
program capacity versus the building capacity.
The ability to choose in, yeah,
Yeah, so,
which is that's a little different than program capacity, but
yeah,
that's the cutoff, you can't choice in. Although you can still choice in if a program within the building has
Has
spaces.
openings.
has
Yeah.
openings, right?
Yeah, so
So we wanna keep this 100% utilization?
I like it.
Okay. Well, you're more familiar, yeah, so,
Yeah.
I mean, I know you just had a briefing on that, so.
Oh, yeah.
So then what about C? Includes annual capital projects as necessary to enable facilities to reach their intended cycles, including fixed and non-fixed assets.
Pretty much the same as RC.
As RC, maintenance, okay?
And their D is just the same as our D.
Okay,
Their E is different than ours. Ours talks about the issue we're just discussing. Capacity
with
consistent with
instructional
programs, yeah.
yeah.
And they are not quite as, they're not quite as specific, and I think you're right, that's kind of important to us.
Yeah,
Having been through the last few years, that's kind of important. So, slip it in as a I,
Make it an I.
make it an I. 3 I's?
I,
I,
4 I's.
So 7-1E is now going to become OB 13-1I.
I. And their F, G, and H, actually their E, F, G, and H, I think are all valuable. I think those are good things to have in there. I especially like the developing project methodology.
Excuse me.
I like G, where they're telling us
I like
what
that one
the
too.
assumptions of the
Yeah.
plan is based on. What are we assuming with this
Okay.
plan? I
Well,
like
and
that.
that's, if you do a project management methodology, it's supposed to include the assumptions. A
Okay,
whole lot of things is supposed to be in there. I'm real familiar with that stuff.
okay,
But I like that it's separated out for people,
okay.
because sometimes people shortcut project management. And it's always been a shortcoming. In 4 years, I keep saying, show me the project plan. And I get a little Gantt chart. That's not what I want to see. I want to see the assumptions, I want to see the contingency, I want to see the critical path, all these other things. So I like that stuff.
And then F deals with the selection committee concerning major construction projects.
Mhm.
It's pretty detailed. Everyone okay with that?
Yep.
Okay.
And we already talked about the assumptions and these expectation, H, expectations for maintenance and custodial services.
Yeah,
We already do that. In fact, I think that's one of our PEs, custodial services. Okay. So now we're down to, I think, number 4. Our number 4, our PE 7 number 4, I believe is number 5 in their
Yes,
OE
that's-
13.
that's what I have.
Because it says board approval, by law, we have to approve
Yeah.
it.
That's right.
Okay, so now we're down to our PE 7 number 5, and I believe that's number 7.
It is.
Yeah,
You're right.
that's what I have.
Me too.
Exact same wording.
Mhm.
Our number 6, I don't know. I couldn't find anything that was focused on energy consumption, although I think it's valuable.
I do too.
can we, sorry, I'm just going back to, what is it? 5R, designate authority to negotiate land acquisitions and provide recommendations for board approval, that one. When I compare it to the PE though, which is, I guess, PE 7-4,
Number
this
4.
also talks about sales and easements. There's a little bit of a differentiation there, because this just talks about acquisition. Do we need to be more specific in saying sales east, like listed out like the PE does?
I'd go with that. I think that's better.
Yeah, I agree, Rachel.
I agree with you, Rachel.
So we can take out, negotiate land acquisitions and put in land, transactions, and then put in those 3 things, right?
Yeah, I just wanted it to be more
Purchases,
clear.
easements.
There's no,
Is there anything other than
gray
sales?
area.
Anything other than sales, purchases, and easements? Should we put a et cetera?
Leases?
With leases, yeah, I was gonna say, because we technically, I think, lease some
Yep.
land also.
Okay, sales, purchases, leases, and easements, et cetera, or?
Yeah, I would put some kind of catch there.
Catch-all.
Yeah.
Catch all at the end. Either make it an EG as,
Yeah,
an
for
examples,
Yeah.
or an et cetera.
Right.
Which sounds more scholarly,
Oh, no,
EG or et cetera.
yeah. Probably EG, I would say.
Well, and we're trying to be succinct, and that's
Right.
only 2 letters, and the
Yeah.
other's 3, so. You with us? On the EG, we're gonna.
Yeah.
Good catch, Rick. Good catch.
Sometimes I use my brain.
This is gonna be an outstanding class, we're gonna have all A's.
All A's today? Ooh, I better be quiet
We're gonna
now.
have all A's in this class.
So what about their number 4? I don't think we have anything like that, do we? It talks about easements, but specific to utility.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that necessary?
I wouldn't get rid of it, because there's some,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay,
they have a specific target in mind.
and we don't
We do-
have anything like that.
Yeah, we don't have anything, but we do have to do utility
Okay.
easements,
Yeah, all right.
so.
What about
So I'm down to their numbers, our number 6, which deals with energy conservation, and I don't believe we have anything like that corresponding to that in theirs, but I think we should put it over there. Talking about environmental stewardship and water conservation and,
So that should be, if we add it, it'd be a number 10.
yeah, I think so. If everybody agrees,
Yeah.
I would make it a number 10,
Yeah.
because it's good and, group hugs on trees and stuff.
We're still in that hug mode, huh, David?
All right.
touched him?
Yeah. Okay, our number 7, I believe, is their number 8. In fact, I believe it's word for word,
I have,
almost word for
I have a number 8 next to 5. Okay, 7C, clear user.
word. I'm on P7, number 7.
Yeah.
Develop and consistently administer facilities using.
Oh, yes,
Says
I'm
number
sorry,
8.
I have number 7 there, yes.
So that is
And it's,
their
it's
number 8,
word for word, yeah,
almost word for word.
yeah.
We have an E.
We wordsmithed it a little bit.
We do have an E.
Yep.
Do we want the E added or no?
Well, the E kind of, down here, look at their number 4, under the superintendent shall not.
The public use, yeah.
That's the
Yep,
public
yep,
use.
yep.
That's what our E is, correct?
Okay.
Mm-hmm, you're right.
So the whole thing could go.
Yeah. It's all covered. It's all covered. Okay, are we to number 8, everybody? Is everybody to 8?
Mm-hmm.
I've got that as the not 5,
That's what I have as well.
but I was a little confused because we start off F, G, H, I in ours.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not sure, but anyway, I think it's their not 5. Except theirs is much more succinct.
And we have a fourth one that they do not have. Has the right to change the name of any facility when it deems it is in the best interest of the district to do so.
I guess we could add that.
Make
I'm
that
sure
a
there
B.
was,
Yeah, make that
I'm
a
sure
D.
there was some reason that was put in.
A B, right.
So make
A
that
D.
a B,
A
Oh,
B.
B?
A
5,
B for number 5,
Well,
Are you gonna do
under the
GH?
knots.
under the knots.
well, I thought we already have an A, and a B, and a C, don't we?
I thought we
We're
were
on their side,
replacing,
on theirs now.
we're
They're
replacing,
number 5.
Got it.
I'm on an old one.
Yeah.
I'm on the original, yeah.
Yeah, they're not 5, number 5.
Got it,
Is very similar,
yeah.
except they only have an A, which is final approval of school names, mascots, and colors, sole responsibility of the Beaufort County Board of Education. And you pointed out that we have other things.
And do you guys like that wording? It's the superintendent shall not fail to assure. I mean, would that be better stated under positive?
Positive, well,
I mean, that just seems a little, the superintendent shall not fail to assure.
Yeah,
I mean, it just, we're trying to make it simple, aren't we?
right,
So the superintendent shall assure
Sure.
that any committees,
Understand,
Mhm.
But those are shall nots, those superintendent shall not.
yeah.
I'm with you on that one.
We'll make
So
that
yeah,
Make
Which
that
one?
the next available number.
Oh.
They're not 5,
mm-hmm,
make it a shall, whatever the
11,
next
yeah.
available number is. If it's 10 or
Oh,
so I'm gonna move their not 5 up to,
a
up
shall.
to a shall
Shall.
in number 10.
But you're gonna have to take out fail
Fail.
to.
fail to, yeah. We're gonna just put assure.
And then did we decide that all of,
No, we haven't decided that.
okay, okay.
Our F is covered,
Mm-hmm,
obviously.
right.
The G is not covered.
Schools may not be named for
And
individuals.
not only is it not covered, but it's not valid,
It's not,
because we got Robert Small.
is that
Oh,
out,
okay.
is
You
it
can
out,
crack it.
yeah.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Yeah,
If we wanted
our-
to change that to any living
Any living,
individuals, but I don't know.
Let them leave
I don't have
it
it.
out.
leave it out, okay.
Yeah, I would just,
We're gonna name one after Bill.
and then.
And he's
Well,
living.
You got David, you got other people who might be around for a while,
How about
never
the,
know that. But,
the well branch facilities?
Adjunct, now that RH is the, RH is the Earl Campbell exception.
Yeah,
The Earl Campbell.
Adjunct facilities, including athletics, may be named
yeah.
for individuals as specified in district administrative rules. I'm not sure what those rules are, but
So should we make that a B?
we should make that a B for sure.
Okay,
H is a B,
And
yeah.
Well,
under,
you keeping the G?
So we're, no,
No, we're getting rid of the G.
Okay.
alright, so we have now,
Yeah.
it's not under the shall not, it
no,
goes
it's under shall, so it's still,
Number 11, shall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or is B under 10.
what don't you get?
Alright, I'm, so
Okay,
we're
why
on,
We moved number 5 to the shalls.
right, that becomes number 10.
That becomes number 10, and
And
then
then
under
Shall,
that,
and not
there's
addressing.
an A, which is fine.
G.
Correct,
That's
final.
A.
And then we made B to be I, but did I jump the gun?
Well,
And then we have
I
to
think
make
that-
H. H has to become the B,
Okay,
we can make the recommendation to remove it.
And
is what
and
I'm
I
saying.
becomes the C.
okay.
Make the recommendation to remove G to the full board, because these are all, everything we're doing is just recommendation. And this, and the thing is that schools may not be named for individuals, but they are. Robert's,
Yeah, I understand, but going forward, I'm saying, would be include G or make recommendation to exclude G?
Read this right quick.
Exclude G, but allow H.
But allow H to adjunct facilities such as athletic.
Right, but no more schools named after.
But no more. Well, no, we're saying schools can be named for individuals. We're cutting out that
So you're
shell.
saying cutting that out and leaving it open?
Yep,
Basically,
So then why would you,
yeah, the why
specify
would be
H.
H. That's true,
everything is open
yeah,
right?
now.
Yeah, that's a good point. We could
It is a
be
good
coming,
point.
yeah.
unless we think that's worth
Discussing.
specific emphasis, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
Doesn't final approval of school names, does that cover everything then?
Yeah, it's the sole responsibility of the Board of Education.
I mean, the overall thing we got in 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I
All
think-
that detailing.
Giving it
if
some.
we leave it open, there's gonna be a discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody's gonna say, oh, somebody's gonna say something.
Yeah.
And that's the same old issue. You can be specific to try to eliminate discussions, or we can be broad, knowing there's
You open up
discussions.
discussion. I'm
Rachel,
sorry.
what do you think?
Yes. I don't know. Because I do think it opens it up, so. I think the way that we have the way it is right now in the PE is there for a very specific reason,
Yeah, but,
in that order, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but G is obviously wrong.
Right.
Well, unless they're
Well,
talking
I mean,
Well, there-
futuristic.
isn't it based on date of adoption though? I mean, like if something's already been named, it's based
Right.
on when something's put into effect. So from whatever date this was put into effect on forward, yes, that's accurate.
Well, and the ones that are named after people, they're not just living people, are they? H.E. McCracken, is he alive?
I don't think so. I think
No,
I
no,
died
so-
a few years
So
ago.
then would a
He was alive.
qualifier be appropriate there?
What, say,
Other-
new schools,
New, yeah,
new
Yeah.
schools may not be named for individuals?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I think would
Yeah, that'll
be
fix it.
more
Yes.
One word.
accurate because
So,
just qualify it,
One
yeah.
word, new,
so we can't have a
no more.
Obama junior high,
Oh.
middle school, and we can't have a Trump high school.
Well, and to the actual, the new school, well, Robert Smalls is going to have a new school, it just takes its same name. I mean, I think we gotta be really careful with our choice of words.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, new.
This is what happened to the last policy committee, as Rachel
Yeah.
will attest. When you have to be really careful with the words,
Mhm.
you agonize over them for extended periods of time.
Well, you know, why don't we just keep it the way it is? Schools may not be named for individuals, and that's based on this adoption, and it goes
Right.
forward.
Yeah.
And, the Robert Smalls thing, it's really, in my mind, it's,
That was 50s.
yeah, it's already called Robert Smalls. You're not gonna change the name of that school.
Yeah,
Because you're
Yeah,
holding it in.
well, it says at the bottom of each of these pages when the revised date was
Right.
and the adopted date and blah,
Right.
blah, blah, so, or effective date.
Right.
So, that should add some sort of clarity, I would think, for whenever that may rear its head, as they look at when that policy was put into effect.
I agree, and I hope you're on the board when that question comes up. Because
There
you're
will be
right,
new schools.
you're absolutely
Yeah,
right, it's
there
very
will be new
logical.
That
schools.
seems reasonable, reasonable.
Yep.
Yeah.
So leave the whole thing in.
Yeah, leave,
Right, and make it a,
Yeah.
whatever letters we have to make it.
Okay.
When do you mind catching it right quick so I can get this agenda posted to the right? It's on the tape side.
So now we have a B, C, and D.
right, A, B, C, and D.
B, schools may not be named for individuals, right?
Yeah, and C, adjunct facilities, and D has the right to change the name of any facility.
Okay.
when it deems it in the best interest of the district to do so.
And can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
On page 55, were we gonna have a number 10, develop methods to reduce energy consumption? Were we gonna put that in there? Is it on?
I mean, 7.6? Yes, that's gonna
Yeah.
become number
No,
10.
So this is number 11. The,
Yes,
we
this is
show-
number
11.
11.
Yeah, I thought somebody said 10, so let's just make sure I didn't miss that. Okay, thank you. So now we're on 9.
Okay,
middle
and
grades.
we're on number 9, and I just have a big question mark because I don't see anything that deals with grade configurations. I'm not sure what that means, but school attendance boundaries, we do this.
It's just reviewing, what that means. Not a policy, but we have to review it as policy. So it's stuff, right?
And I like that OCR is mentioned,
Yeah, I think we should let that be in there still.
so,
Is that language pulled maybe from the U.S. DOE Office of Civil Rights?
I think
Might
it's
be.
pulled from that agreement.
it sounds stilted enough to be,
Yeah, I think it is, Mr.
Yeah.
Schumacher, I think you're right,
so we'll
sir.
make that,
Number 12?
Number 12,
number 12.
Number 12.
So our number 9 becomes number 12. OE 13 shall, number 12. Okay. Gosh, we be rocking now.
yeah.
PE 8.
Did we,
which is-
did we address OE 13.6? If we did, I'm sorry,
I'm sorry.
I'm thinking of something. OE 13, number 6, did we address that?
Yeah, we don't have anything like that,
We
and
don't
I
have
thought
anything, but I like it.
that we thought we liked
Got it, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a good way to look at things,
Yes,
you
it
know?
is.
Yeah.
Should be part of your planning.
Okay,
In fact, I'd like to make sure that I think we already do it. Never mind.
PE 8, community
PE 8
relations.
is like their OE 9 thing. But ours is much more specific. And I actually kind of like ours. Because it talks about partnerships with businesses, blah, 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 blah. I think in this case, the specificity that we have is valuable. So,
Yeah, I remember looking at that and saying that these are all really good things, and especially for oversight. What are we doing in this? And you know, I think these were good.
So we'll say the superintendent will encourage and maintain effective communication, appropriate involvement, is that what you're saying?
The
The
opening
intro.
paragraph?
Yeah, do you want that, or do you want the other?
I would, I think that is good. I don't know if you,
yeah, I'd replace their whole OE 9 with our whole
Uh-huh.
PE 8.
yeah.
Okay.
Do we have an annual progress report to the public?
We have that school, remember that, it's like a trifold that.
Oh, yeah, I know we do that. I was just wondering if we had that in our,
In the community, specifically stated.
yeah,
Wouldn't that be one of the metrics that,
that it would come up with?
right,
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Good. Okay, so we're gonna replace
We're gonna
their
replace this whole
OE
thing with
9
our
with our
PE8.
PE 8
Okay.
all the way through number 13.
Yeah, that's,
All of those will go over and become. Now, we don't have any shall nots. And I'm kind of okay with that.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
okay
me
with
too.
this one.
We could create some based on recent events.
Didn't have any. Didn't.
Shall not,
They didn't have any shall nots either.
yeah, they didn't either. Okay,
Okay, number 9,
our PE 9 is their OE 8.
OE8, I think,
communicating with the board.
Look at our statement.
It's aspirational.
Mhm. Yeah, I got the wrong.
You got it. I got it.
Here's the,
I mean, ours is much more positive, much more,
ours is,
much more come by job than theirs.
it is.
Yeah. I think it's a good thing to have in there.
I do
Yeah.
too.
I like ours.
Personal ethics?
What do you think, Rachel? You with us?
You're on
PE 9,
9,
yeah,
comparing it to the OE 8.
yep. And our,
And we're talking about the opening
Yeah.
the opening
Right.
paragraph or sentence.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. Ours sounds better.
It
for
does.
us.
Yeah, the OE.
I mean, it's not measurable, but it's a better statement.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go through the rest of it and see if,
Well, I have ones that have, I have their number 8 is our number 1. Our number 1 has a lot more in it.
Our number
Then
one.
our
there's
number
number
one is
8.
based on experience. There's so many areas where I think we have more experience than Horry County.
Yeah,
And this, I think this is one of them.
okay. I'm fine, I just
Yeah, yeah, I
keep
agree.
our number 1.
Yep, it is, but I think our one is better than their
Okay,
eight.
then we'll delete that 8 and use our 1. Okay.
I mean, to be honest, I like all of our 10, all
Of our
10
9.
things that we have, I think are good things.
Number, their number 3, I have is our number 7. Yeah.
Yep.
Uh, 5 is our number 8.
How about number 6?
Mhm.
Their number
6 is their number 10. Although I like theirs better, ours better, because theirs says inform the chair or vice chair instead of
Inform the
inform the
board.
board.
Landmine.
Okay. So, is there anything on, so maybe the question is now, is there anything on theirs that we
Exactly.
should add
That's
to
where I am.
ours?
That's
Okay,
where I am.
all right.
On our number 10,
Mm-hmm,
see the words in italics?
yeah, we'd have to change this.
Okay, good, because things have to be the same language.
Governance culture, oh, I see what you're saying.
Right, we would just change that to
Okay.
board policies.
I think so.
Governance
Yeah.
culture, or board superintendent.
So we just change the non-compliant with any board policies.
Mhm.
Governance culture or board superintendent.
Let's see, what, So they're number one. Sounds nice, but I'm not sure if we have that covered.
Required monitoring data.
I'm not sure we have it specifically covered.
We have a number 5, submit monitoring data.
Yeah, I guess that would do it.
Yeah,
Okay. So now, they're number 2, trends, facts, and other information relevant to the board's work is,
Issues, needs, policies. There is our number 2.
I think so. I think that would cover it.
You think, one is like, they're 5 or vice versa?
Trends, facts, and other information relevant to the board's work.
Yeah, so there 2
It's
and our 2.
issues, needs, policies, and operations. Yeah, I would say that's right.
But Mel, you just asked if their 1 is like.
What was the previous thing you
Was
said?
our 5. Their 1,
Okay, their 1 is our 5.
isn't that, I think that's,
Right, we're just going through theirs now. We've agreed that all ours are good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So we're
we're
just now
keeping
looking
our
at
2
theirs
instead of their 2, is that what you're
Right.
saying? Yeah, okay.
to see if there's any value
anything in there
added.
that we, yeah.
Great.
And
Well,
Use
I
our
don't know
7 for number 3,
why
you said?
that.
And we're inputting any of the things that are specific, like number 7, right? PE 9, 7 that talks about a specific amount. Are we inputting the amount?
well, we're keeping ours.
Yeah, we're keeping ours. We're keeping everything on PE 9.
And we're just making sure that there's nothing in OE 8 that is really good that should be included in PE 9. So
Okay, so-
PE 9 is gonna supplant OE 8.
Got it.
and there's a second page.
Mel has
I
a
don't
question.
agree with that, and what you said about 1 and 5.
Okay,
I
5.
think 1 is, I don't know if where it belongs, but I think it's the presentation to the board that they're talking about there, not necessarily to the citizens of the community. I mean, it's like the ARs, where we are monitoring the progress of the superintendent, which is rather, I noticed would be the category, but I don't see where 5, our 5, is the same thing. I don't know.
What about number 2? R2? Now, R2 doesn't say anything about monitoring.
Okay, so their 1, submit required monitoring data. Okay, number 5, submit required monitoring data in a thorough, accurate, and understandable fashion. Brief, accurate, and understandable fashion.
Right. R5,
Our 5, I'm looking at the right 5.
no,
PE
no,
9.
PE 9.
We're on
You're
PE
on,
9.
you're on PE 8.
Oh, okay, I was just saying.
Yeah.
So you all want to take out according to the
Oh, yeah.
work plan and the
Oh, no, no,
superintendent?
no,
You want
no.
to keep that?
Yeah, all right, I
Yeah,
see
yeah,
it now, yeah,
yeah.
okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I mean, I was just going through it to see
Get
where.
that page, that's right,
Yeah.
Don't bring the group's grade down.
I agree.
Yeah. So no, Wendy, I was just, reading
Yeah.
it to see where Mel,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what
Yeah,
Mel
I
meant.
was, yeah,
Got it.
I
All
got you.
right, we're all
all good?
together.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to use,
We're all literally on the same page.
Yeah.
are we
Yes.
literally on the same page? So we are going to say about the work plan, we're going to include
So
that?
we're just keeping our 5 as is, or are we
Are
adding
you
in?
adding the stuff about superintendent's interpretations or relevant data to substantiate compliance or reasonable practice? Are y'all keeping that or taking it away? I mean, our 5 stops at understandable fashion,
Right.
and theirs
Right.
as a comma then talks about superintendendent's interpretation. See that, according to work plan? I just was checking,
Yeah, I
make sure I
don't
got
really
it
think that
right.
adds any value, stuff
Okay.
after the comma.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
What,
stop, okay.
just stop. What about their number 7?
There too.
I actually think that might have some value.
Okay, wait, so we've already gone through
Okay.
3? We went through
Uh-huh.
3, 4, okay, 5. Okay.
We're down to 7. present information in a separate size form, whether it's incidental, I really don't want,
You don't want
That
that?
would be super beneficial, I think, for actually an indication on, under the superintendent's report.
Right, can
Because
you,
I feel like sometimes we're receiving reports and then there usually will be a follow-up question that is, so do you need some type of action from us, or, you know, what are you looking for from us? So if there was something that said
I need a decision.
incidental.
yeah, this is just an FYI,
Like,
yeah.
those types of labels would be beneficial, I think, to efficient report.
I guess,
Okay,
I can go with that.
I can too. So
I
add,
just assume not have my time wasted within incidental stuff, but that's just me.
Well, sometimes
I can
it's
go with it.
building the background information that you need to have though, right? I don't, what do you think, Mel?
Well, you
Some
know,
stuff
I
might
can
be
see it either way,
preliminary,
I mean,
you know,
yeah. I
to
can
keep
see
us
that.
informed.
Okay, so
So-
make that a number 11?
so OE87 is gonna be our number
Number
11.
11,
Well,
8, 7,
no,
Or-
so other, yeah,
It's the other way
it's the other
around,
way
isn't
around.
it?
yeah.
Basically, OE8 is gonna be PE9 with the
Okay.
With the
addition.
addition
of
of
seven.
7,
On
present
number
information, we're
11.
adding that, we're
Number
gonna add
7
in.
becomes
Okay.
11.
yeah.
Okay, becomes 11.
Mhm.
Okay, I got one quick question. What was
Uh,
number 4?
for 18, David.
Yeah. Will we keep,
I know, it's a whole other side.
Right,
Wait, what's your question, Wendy?
I just want to, I'm trying to make sure I have all these notes right for Robin. On number 4, what was, assure the board has adequate information, what was our number to correspond with that one? Or did we just cross it out? Assure the board has adequate information for a variety of internal, external viewpoints.
I think we
Did we
thought that
just-
was not covered by number 2.
Number 2, okay, good, thanks, I didn't, okay, because I've got user number 2 for number 2, okay. So we're just taking out that, I
Yeah.
got you, okay. Okay, thank you.
Did we do number 9? They're number 9?
Then number 9, inform the board in a timely manner of any actual or anticipated non-compliance with any board OE's policy.
that's number 6, right?
Yeah, that's our number 6.
Number 6,
Yes.
yeah.
So that, okay, now we have to turn the page.
So we're using our number 6?
Yeah, we're using everything on
And then we're gonna
ours.
say
Yeah.
operational expectation instead of performance expectation.
Right.
Okay. Okay, I got it, thank you.
So now, they're number 11. We already have this PE, so. It's our PE 5B something. Complaints presented, oh, by the board, never mind. This is complaints, disposition of complaints to the superintendent from the board. I was thinking of grievances. Never mind.
Inform the
Well,
board.
this is the board, yeah,
Inform the board.
board complaining to the superintendent, something he's responding, right?
So in other words, when we tell the superintendent that there's been a complaint about something, he needs to inform us what happened to it, right?
Yeah, I don't think we have that covered. I mean, we kind of do it on issues, but
Just
this is
community
real
complaints.
specific. And I think it would behoove us to add it because we get constituent issues. we
Yeah, that's good, that's,
send them
that's, yeah,
to the superintendent.
that's a big chunk of what some of us do.
Yeah,
Okay, so
so
add
their 11 becomes,
Our
well, it
12.
becomes number 12. How about the significant modifications to any instructional programs? I thought we had that covered under instructional.
I didn't see that covered anywhere, did you guys?
Yeah. I thought it was. might
Is
have
it
been-
in
Might have
instruction?
been back under the OE that covers instruction.
We did say ensure that instructional programs are regularly evaluated,
Okay.
but we didn't necessarily say, I don't think, about letting us know.
Like, I think that would be an important thing for us to know. Say, for example, one of the schools that does
Yep.
some type of program that's specific to their school, if all of a sudden Hilton had decided not to do Chinese, that would obviously be a big impact to,
Yeah.
those constituents. So I think that that's something that's important.
I agree.
Yeah, I see no harm in segregating it out. So let's add that.
Number
That'd be number
13.
Attendance boundaries, I'm pretty sure that's covered. That's what we do with our CIP. Thought we already talked about the board's responsibility to do attendance boundaries. But maybe not. Wouldn't hurt to make that a 14, I guess.
Where are we at in 13s and 14s? Because I'm catching up.
Number 13 on the OEs.
Okay.
We're using our
We're using all of
PE9.
ours, and then we're going through theirs now to see which ones we want to add. So all of ours will become OEA plus
Plus they're not.
what we're stuffing in.
And we've decided so far it's 7, 11, and 13, right?
12 and 13.
Yeah,
11, 12, and 13, yeah, we just decided that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're 11, 12, 13, 14 for us, right?
yes.
That's what I read.
This facilities optimization process that is referenced here, is that the language we use?
You're reading my mind, Rachel.
Is that what?
Is that
Is
the
that
language
something
we use?
No,
It's the
we
font.
don't. This is a lot higher level than the language we use.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with them if it's not something they do, I would not have a problem with them creating a facilities optimization process for us to review.
Right. That's what our CIP
Referring
is
to
supposed to.
the 10-year plan, or
Right.
what are they referring to there?
I think they are referring, I think we do that in our 10-year plan.
Right.
I think that's what our target is.
Can we maybe highlight that and make sure that gets discussed with Robert and everybody?
You need to change
Make
that
sure that
wording.
we're being clear on that.
Mhm. Well, when we say optimization and then the superintendent comes back and says that's our CIP, right?
Yeah, he interprets it, right?
He interprets it and gives us the measures.
Okay.
But I like that wording. It sounds very erudite. I think it makes us look more intelligent.
Yeah, the only problem is it's
Well, that's
capitalized.
what we need to do.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure if someone says, hey, did you guys review the facilities optimization process? Or did you guys look at the boundaries, blah, blah, blah?
Yep.
Based on that, some people might look at you them sideways and say, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I
Make
agree.
sure everybody's on the same page.
Right.
And
this-
Rachel, we gotta be careful, I think, throughout this entire document that we have the right wording in there. Just like on
Yeah.
our number 10, we had to get rid of those words in italics and change it to board policies,
Yeah.
Yep,
so.
I like it. So that'll be 14. Inform the board of significant changes in or additions to administrative policies. No doubt in my mind, we need to keep that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should we put
They're
administrative
called AR.
regulations?
Regulations, right?
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. Whew. Dodged a bullet there.
Yeah. So that's number 15.
Mhm. I like the way 15 sounds. I like their.
What does that mean, though? System-wide work, system-wide IT work, system-wide construction work, system-wide what?
Yeah, I think it means all those things.
Yeah. I just wanna make sure that, I mean, I don't wanna get too into the weeds there, but I also don't want it to be so vague that it's overlooked.
Right, and if he's going to have to provide information to us about this, he's gonna ask us that exact same question.
Mm-hmm.
So, besides, it
It's
doesn't,
not good.
Doesn't start with
it's not
the
good
rate.
English.
Yeah.
The superintendent shall
Doesn't stop
system-wide
with the
work
Yeah.
Yeah,
done, have,
Yeah.
That have the potential, yeah.
right. So inform the board of potential,
Impacts to a large number of
Right.
stakeholders.
right, I think that'd be much better.
Right.
So inform the board,
did it. English person, you can see
Of
that that's
potential
like a
impacts to
system.
a large number of stakeholders.
Mm-hmm.
Inform the board of system-wide,
We don't
No,
have to say
no.
system-wide, doesn't have to be
Oh, okay,
system-wide.
right,
Inform the board
It could just be Battery Creek.
Okay.
of the potential.
of potential impacts.
A large number of stakeholders.
Of potential impacts.
To a large number of affecting.
I feel that they-
inform the board of potential impacts affecting
A large number.
a large number of stakeholders?
Mhm. And stakeholders is very elastic.
Yeah.
It could be Bluffton cluster, it could be,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I think that's a good statement to make.
and then get rid of will be shared with the board at the
Yeah.
end.
yeah,
Yep,
Stakeholders, period.
yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Number 16 seems like a no-brainer to me, but, and it's already being done.
Yeah, and I thought we had that somewhere, but maybe not.
I don't remember.
Not sure how
seeing-
you measure that.
Is there any entertainment on putting a timeline for inform the board immediately or inform the board as soon as possible, something like that?
Oh, I would,
Because I feel like sometimes there's been some concern about when we are notified,
Mhm,
and
Yeah.
some of us may be hearing about it somewhere else.
mhm. Yeah, I could go with as soon as possible.
That's the-
Inform the board as soon as possible
Mhm.
of
Yeah,
any.
that's- so, yeah. Advisement of the last two
okay.
levels. Do it.
Yeah, if any employees arrested or suspended, all information about
And I assume that would also kind of apply to 17 too.
Right.
their. Mhm.
Ah,
You got that right. 12 is level.
11 is code, okay, okay,
13 is that 12.
okay,
14 is that 13.
okay,
I'm lost after that.
okay.
Our 15, I guess we changed the word regulations and put it in.
R15.
They're
They're
14
They're 14.
is our 15
Yes, and we changed it to
regulations.
administrative regulations.
Yes.
And should those be capitalized?
Yeah.
ARs, I
Yes.
guess.
I'll yield to the teachers on that.
I think there would be administrative
Yeah,
regulations.
yeah.
Proper noun.
Because they're
Yeah.
proper.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we've got 16 and 17 we're gonna add as soon as possible.
As soon
Each
as
of
possible
those.
to each of those, yeah.
Inform the board as soon as
Yeah.
possible, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, we be rocking?
okay.
We be rocking now. We're on RPE 10, safety and security.
Okay, safety and security, okay.
And I didn't think they had anything.
I couldn't find it.
Safety
I
and
just put the
security.
question mark. So I would say maybe we make this OE.
This becomes a new OE.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it's valuable.
I do too, it's very important in this. So it's gonna be
OE 14.
14. OE 14.
new PE for FOIA reporting, PE 11. They don't have anything for that, so I think we should move that to maybe
OE 15?
OE 15.
Do you wanna put any language around this, or just leave it as is? Because it doesn't have any language around
I'm
it.
not sure about the top part.
Oh, well, not the top part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down here, where it says, where we have the information paragraph,
Mhm.
we just can say the superintendent will follow the requirements of the South Carolina Act, blah, blah, blah. And then, underneath that, we can,
The superintendent shall.
say
Provide.
the superintendent will will ensure that the current FOIA response guidelines and fee schedules are kept up to date on the BCS website. That would be number one. And number
Two is a log of,
that will provide or will ensure, whatever, a log of FOIA responses is maintained, including, and these are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H.
Okay,
Mhm. And then
okay.
And then number
number
three,
three is requests or shall ensure requests responses tracked by calendar year.
Yeah.
And reported in the first quarter after year end.
yeah,
So we've already given him the measurement,
Yeah.
yeah, well,
but,
yeah,
but this one's a hot one, so.
yeah.
Okay.
Can we go back to OE 12?
OE 12?
And, because I don't have my notes, did we go through the same way, 11 and 12 to make sure that there's, I mean, did we go through, like, for instance, OE 12, 2? Are we keeping that one? OE, the superintendent shall not permit the administration of corporal punishment. Like, did we go through all these and say this is staying, this is,
Not yet, not yet.
okay,
First, we get rid of these. We're done with these now.
got it,
We're
okay,
done with the PEs?
Now we're done with these.
okay,
So now we can go back through all of theirs.
got it, okay.
You have,
Pardon?
is it, you've got 45 minutes.
I know,
Okay, 45. And then we got tomorrow.
I know.
And then
That's it.
we're doing as much as we can. Well, we
Oh,
also.
we're almost
Oh,
done.
I've made
Next
such
week
great progress.
also.
Yeah, I do too.
We can work independently to try to polish things next week.
Well, yeah. I'm back
This week's
Thursday.
lost. Because there are loose ends, which I'm gonna make a list of them. The role of the handbook and revisions and where do the motions go from, and what do we do about the bylaws? I mean, I have my
Yeah.
opinion, but
We don't have
I'll try to make a list of all those
Right.
questions, all those parking lot kinds of items.
And things
The
that follow.
revisions, the monitoring
How often do we
method.
monitor it, monitoring, you're right, the method and the frequency.
We haven't added the grievances.
No, we have to go back and do that.
Yeah,
I have grievance, and then I have the teacher
Well, we got a
here,
couple of
we have
things.
those to add in.
I did that, yeah, the teacher dismissal.
The
But we'll
what?
have to add it into it.
teacher dismissal.
The teacher dismissal, I went through that statute before I
Yeah.
left. I just made a couple of little minor revisions, that's all, just.
I still don't know what you're
Might be
writing.
We have, but they'll be in here.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
Right.
okay.
That, you don't have to write that on your to-do list. Those will be
Like
in
the
here.
parking lot items.
Yeah.
We already did it, any missing policies, we covered
Right,
those.
we did that.
We did that. Role of the handbook, motions, bylaws, monitoring method, and frequency. We're gonna deal with that. And we do have several areas, but they're already noted, that are highlighted.
Yes.
That are gonna be discussion items that we There's no need for us to try to resolve it because we know it's gonna be an
Right,
extended discussion,
yeah,
such as 3.5 and the Attorney General.
right.
So tomorrow when you all come, then what I'll do is try to give you a draft of all the things that we've made the changes. And then your homework is to see what I've left off.
Try to polish it.
And put them in the right places, if they, if we moved them to where you said move them, or if I left anything out and so
Okay.
forth. And then if you do that, next week if you can make the changes, and then I can make the changes Friday and print it out for Saturday in our draft.
Okay. That's when we're on,
We're on the agenda for Saturday.
We're on the agenda for Saturday.
What's this?
hopefully there'll be a lot of bacon for breakfast. Gonna need a lot of bacon.
Yes.
And I do have a thought while we're on it, is when we present this, if I take the lead on presenting it, I'm gonna draw fire. Just because it's me. So you might wanna think,
Who's the most neutral? Rachel?
Rachel.
What?
right, I mean, I will do it, but you know
You're right,
that I'm
Yeah.
gonna draw fire because it's me.
And I think
And
I will as well, but,
I'd rather have the focus on the actual.
Rachel, good.
yeah.
I'm totally fine with putting
Yeah,
in.
and Rachel, you were on the policy committee the first time,
Yeah.
so I think that's a good,
Transition.
transition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you okay with that?
If anybody has any, like, key points they want me to make sure that I touch on, please feel free to send them. And then I did have one more question, and I may have missed it in the beginning of the meeting, and I apologize. Under operational expectations, and then I was looking at our PE on safety and security, is that PE being inserted as an OE?
Yes.
Yes.
The whole thing.
Which number?
I think we said
It's gonna be
OE 14.
It's gonna be 14, okay. And maybe, was there any parallel with, there wasn't any parallel.
No, we couldn't find any.
They did have it in there, but it's very important.
Crazy talk. So I may look at that one a little bit more, just, I'm sure y'all understand that coming at me. I may look at that one a little more and maybe have some suggestions. Isn't there a meeting tomorrow before our regular meeting?
Yes.
And we can always schedule another meeting next week. We can't this week, but
Okay.
next week, if we need to practice,
Okay.
which might be a good
I
idea.
just wanted to make sure I looked at that fully from my own standpoint.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, the one other thing, Ron, is that list of the
Yes,
crosswalk.
yes, you'll have that too.
Were we going to ask Ms. Hartledge to maybe draft some wording of a grievance, of a policy when a board member is grieved? That's not right, is grieved upon, you know what I mean?
Or maybe
Well,
it's a
when it-
complaint more than a, I
You
don't know
know-
if you call it a grievance or a complaint, but.
In the
Well, I
latest
think,
thing, yeah, in the latest thing that we got from,
The Attorney General.
from the Attorney General, from Joanne today, it
Mhm.
alludes, it says,
today,
other school districts have policies in
Yes.
Exhibit A. Well, Exhibit A is not attached to that.
What that is, was I had submitted a letter to the Attorney General and I attached the policies in Exhibit A, so I'll send that out to you.
In the Exhibit
I had
A-
a prior letter and I
Okay.
submitted prior policies.
And are
There are,
and David said they're ours, our
Yes.
old ones.
Yeah.
There are
So
3.5,
that, to me, that Attorney General is saying, these are good policies,
right.
use them.
That
That's
takes
where
care of
they.
3.5, but we still have the grievance issue against a board member.
Okay, all right,
And the
right.
Attorney General said that can be done.
It can be done.
So contrary to what some folks thought, it can be done.
so how is it done, and I
But
think
how
that's
is
our
it
job,
legally
Right.
done?
is we have to have it spelled out in our policies how it's handled.
Right.
When a grievance is received, when the chair receives a grievance from those.
Right now,
Employee.
Or a complaint or a concern
Well, I see
or-
that as different though, I see a
Yeah.
grievance as a
A formal
formal,
thing that's been filed.
that's a written, is it,
Well,
is it wrong?
Well,
Maybe
it's,
just-
Because you're right.
it's just that It depends upon what the concern or the issue is
Okay,
and how it's communicated. I don't know. We just have to be really careful about how we go about doing this so that we're fair and protect
Right.
everybody's
Right.
privacy and.
So that we protect the
Those are all
privacy
the
of the
things I worry
employees,
about.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
If I was going to write a policy, I would write it up at exactly what we did.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's legal.
Yeah,
I don't know if there are legal problems there or not. But I thought what we did was exactly what we should have done.
because one of the things we want to be really careful about is that we protect the privacy of the individuals that had whatever issues.
right.
You know, and sometimes they can be very personal things that,
Right,
you know,
right.
not
I
public
agree.
information.
Right.
So I think that's why we have to have a policy.
So I think that we need to talk about, as a board, you know, talk about how we should, you know, how you, like Mr. Schimmers, you thought the way it was handled was the right way, or maybe one of you have been served on another board somewhere else, we could talk about how it's done there. I've got the policies from other districts, so that I did submit to the Attorney General. And that part of that.
Sorry,
I'll
I
give
can't
it
hear
to-
a word that
Oh.
Wendy's saying.
Rachel can't hear
Oh,
you.
Rachel, I'm sorry.
Just speak up.
I always think that I'm talking loudly when I'm not, so Rachel, excuse me for not speaking more loudly. I was just saying that how we need to be very careful that we protect the privacy of the individuals who raise these issues or concerns. We need to protect their privacy. Because I know certain things that they could be hurt by or whatever are not things that you would want to be disclosed in public.
Well, more than just being hurt, if they don't pronounce up the
It
lawsuit.
could also create, I mean, it's also a liability issue too, of
Right,
course,
that's what I
but,
worry
yeah,
about.
yes. But I'm just always concerned about protecting people do have the right to privacy.
Great.
And they have the right to be able to file a complaint or concern without fear, you know, of any retaliation.
Yep.
Right, but that particular event is going to be addressed specifically in our policies, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you're recommending that before we draft any kind of wording on it, you want to gather input?
I want to get in feedback from everybody. Rachel, I'm trying to talk loudly so you can hear me, to get feedback and also for me to provide you with what I have found from other districts. So I should send you all another copy of that Attorney General opinion I sent last fall.
Well,
Because I attached
Okay.
policies there and the
We-
answer.
you did attach other policies?
Yes.
Because that's all I need to see is the other policies.
Yes.
I know the Attorney General's.
Well,
opinion.
there's more than one. You know, there've been 3 letters to the Attorney General.
Right, but basically the results have all been the same, have they not?
Very similar.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's what you send is what we need to look at.
yeah,
Yeah,
The
I need to
exhibits.
give you the exhibits.
yeah.
I'll send
Yeah, it
those.
wouldn't hurt to send that again, I guess.
I also think I should contact the Council of School Attorneys to see what's done in other states too. I mean, let's get all the information, make it really
That would be good.
outstanding.
Yeah, that would be
Let's
great,
make it the best we can.
yeah.
Yeah, because if we have a preponderance of
Right.
folks going in a certain way, that would give us some confidence that
Yes.
we're making a good decision.
What do you think now?
No?
I'm just thinking South Carolina versus the other states where you talk
We don't
legality.
care. We don't care. How to do it, yeah.
You're Chuck.
But some constitutional rights apply to every state.
Yeah, I
That's what I'm
agree with
thinking
that.
about.
That would be a fine.
Constitutional
I
rights.
just so, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure this rises to that level, but good, I guess. But I just, you know, my concern is always protecting the board
Me too.
against liability. I know. So that's where the legal part comes in. I don't understand the liability. All right, so we have gone through all of our PEs. We put them into the OEs,
Yeah.
modified, so we're done with ours. Our next task is now to go through all their OEs and just double check and make sure everything is right. Even though we had 2 groups go through it,
Right.
I don't think they did it with the same sense of thoroughness that we need. It's like when we went through our policies, we found things that weren't in accordance. So now we're gonna go through these.
Okay, let's do it.
And then, we have another meeting tomorrow, so list of parking lot items is the role of the handbook, where the motions go, what to do with the bylaws, monitoring method and frequency, list of the crosswalk, so everybody knows where things went, and the grievance policy discussion. And that goes along with the discipline policy discussion, which we have just highlighted. Okay. I'm comfortable now that I have all the loose ends written down.
Okay.
I don't know what quadrant that puts me in.
Where?
All right, so let's start all the way back. Do we have your write-up as OE1 or GC1 rather?
You know, I haven't altered it since when I first brought it to you all, but that's not, it's not in here. So I'll do that for tomorrow. I'll bring it, or Robin, I can send it to you tonight. Okay?
Okay, but now we're just going through the OEs, right?
Yeah.
That was just a,
So maybe I missed this. So was yours, I remember, I think it was Earl and I who suggested using our vision, and is that what you did? Like, this was Horry County stuff, right? Or was this ours now?
This is, I don't have it all with me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I didn't.
Where is this from?
Okay,
Maybe
so
Robin knows too.
Basically, we had thought about using our vision and mission and core
Yes.
beliefs for here, but then, like I explained
Yeah.
to the board, when we first brought this up, is that,
This is theirs, not ours.
but that's what we were just talking about. We're gonna
you know,
get rid
this
of
right
theirs.
here,
The OE1 part.
I think these are, I think this is a combination,
It's a
actually.
combination,
These are the core beliefs that are on our vision and mission and core beliefs, front page, when it came, you know, the strategic plan. These beliefs right here are those. However, the difference being that these are the core beliefs in developing the strategic plan. What the board purpose beliefs should be are what the beliefs that we use in making our decisions.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's why I was, you know, it's a little bit different. So we talked about having that introductory page, all right, with some glossary and some of that, and so I had started
Glossary.
and recommended that we explain what coherent governance is, the 4 parts of coherent governance, and so on.
We're gonna put the diagram in there? in
The
that part?
diagram, everything, and then I had brought up some thoughts on what I thought our decision-making beliefs could be, but we didn't go back to it. So let's, I mean, we can do that tomorrow if you want. Okay,
There you go, we have time.
okay.
Okay, so we're gonna start with OE1.
OE1, global operational expectation. Superintendent shall take reasonable measure to protect the VCSD's public image of credibility, or credibility. I love it.
I do too. Just
Well,
question,
I'd scratch the word credibility, because credibility is part of your image. So,
yeah, and I was gonna say either put and credibility, or just, you know, I take it out
public
altogether.
image.
Yeah.
Public image, period.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it, I think it's a good statement, it's, everybody has to salute that.
Mhm.
OE2, emergency superintendent succession. I'm big on succession planning.
Oh, it's imperative.
I'm not sure whether it's covered under, you know, professional management, but I don't see any harm in making it a separate OE. And both groups thought it was valuable, so.
Yeah.
got it.
Yep.
You okay with that, Rachel?
Yep.
Okay. OE3, treatment of stakeholders. I think we obliquely talked about this already.
Number 1.
Well, I said I was okay. OE2, sorry. Do we want to say, when, because we hire our super 4 years, 5 years, whatever. We want to say that they need to designate that person each year. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Obviously, it
She's
changes
back on
it.
2.
Yeah, she's back on 2.
so in other words, the reporting of who that person is should be done annually?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it should be annually and if there's any change to it, obviously that we'd be notified right away, but I'm just wondering if we need to say when, because superintendent's contract is for a 4-year term, or whatever the term is.
On an annual basis, the superintendent shall designate, or, what is that, what
That's
the?
fine, that's fine.
Oh, is that what's down here?
Mhm.
The monitoring method and monitoring frequency maybe just goes to the bottom?
Annually in August, it says.
Yeah,
Where is it at?
down at the bottom of the page.
Okay.
I think that was done so that you don't have to always say
Right.
that, you
Right.
know.
What do you think, Rachel?
So to add in annually,
Well, down at the bottom, it says monitoring frequency, it says annually in August. So maybe we don't need to add it in the statement.
okay, do we need to have something that says about any changes to it? Because obviously somebody could leave, that person who he designates could leave in December. And then we wouldn't know unless he came to us and told us, so do we need to say, you understand what?
Yeah, I understand, yeah.
I thought we had something in here about any changes to,
Staffing or something like
yeah,
that, or?
but it never hurts to repeat it.
No,
Yeah.
When in doubt, repeat it.
I mean, obviously, we would know who that emergency person is, and if they left, we would know about it as well, and just
Right,
trying to,
yeah, I hear you.
And we could just put in any changes should be reported to the board immediately?
Yeah,
Or
that's
do you
fine,
need
something
to?
like that.
that's fine, any
Because
changes?
that would be fine, because it says they have to be capable of assuming the superintendent responsibilities on an emergency basis, so if they're no longer employed, they can't do
Right,
that.
right.
Right,
But I guess that it would be nice if the board was informed.
Of who it was in there,
If,
yeah.
Well,
if there
yeah.
was any
Yeah.
change.
With board approval.
with board approval, so we have to approve
You
it.
have to
Yeah.
approve the
Right.
person. Yeah, you approve it.
So they're gonna have to tell you,
They
because
have
the
to.
person's
Yeah.
not employed anymore, they gotta have somebody
Right.
else.
Doesn't hurt to
Yeah.
repeat it, doesn't hurt
how do you want
to
to
say
say it, Rachel?
Shall this be? Okay, so.
it. Any change? You report it immediately?
Any change to the succession plan will be.
I'm trying to think.
Did you hear David's suggestion?
What was it?
Any change should be reported to the board immediately?
Any change requires board approval? I don't know.
It does,
It
yeah.
does, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Board approval.
Yeah. Okay.
Any change to the succession plan will be submitted to the board immediately for approval?
We're going for succinct.
Not necessarily the plan, but the person, the staff,
Yes.
whoever the executive
Yeah.
staff
Right.
member,
Okay.
they can't change the plan.
Fast copy.
Any change to designate has to be approved by the board.
Yep,
Does it have to be approved?
it says,
Yeah,
yes.
It's gonna be approved by the board. And actually, I would like to see something that says there has to be a succession plan for every C-level person. But that's another discussion.
Okay. Any change to the designee has to be approved by the board. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
Okay.
This should be added to the end of this paragraph.
Mhm.
Yeah, or just a number 2 under it or something, or
Or
a number
number
1.
1.
Yeah, ignore any numbers.
Right.
Can you just repeat what you said? Sorry?
I just said, any change to the designee has to be approved by the board.
We, on OE3 now? Yeah, I think we briefly hit this one, but when we were talking about treatment of stakeholders before, I don't see anything offensive in this.
No,
I
I
see a
don't.
lot of value to say
Yeah.
that. I'm not sure how he's gonna measure it, but that's his issue.
Yeah.
Okay with that, Rachel? OE3?
With number 3.
Yeah, the treatment of stakeholders? Yeah, okay. OE4, personnel administration. We knocked out number 4. Didn't we go through this already?
Well, we did.
We compared it
What
to-
about the, what happened to the thing with the superintendent, something about a highly qualified and diverse workforce?
Yeah, we changed it.
We changed that, I
I
don't,
haven't made any changes to any of
Okay.
from
Okay.
Friday.
So maybe we
okay.
should wait for the changes.
Right.
and then
Okay,
go-
Yeah, because it's.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I have not made any
Okay.
changes from Friday.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, this just seemed familiar.
Right,
Okay.
this is the
Yeah,
stuff
that's
that
what
we looked at on Friday.
yeah, okay.
I'm not here.
Mhm.
All right, so we wait for that.
Yeah.
All right. See what we can get done tomorrow,
Yeah,
as we go through them.
yeah.
And then next week, we will, either individually or as a team, we will try to polish up what we've got.
Sounds like a plan.
So we are scheduled to be tomorrow at 3:30.
Yes,
Rachel, you wanna participate by phone or?
I'm gonna try and make it in person.
Okay.
My husband gets back this evening, so I have to find out
Okay.
if that's gonna work for him or not.
All right, I move we adjourn this meeting.
A second?
it's unanimous.
Okay.
And
I
that's it.
think somebody
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Rachel.